Here we are back in the Red Hunter completionist run of Lotro. And last time, my character, Dick Deadeye, completed Swanfleet, quests and deeds. So now it's back to Breeland and the main plot. The epic instances that Strider sends you on, and I'll be doing closely related side quests. This is Ostbaranor, where we've been for overland quests. And I've learnt which of these bandits don't attack, which ones are just shivering there in fright. I managed to leave them all alive this time. And the first wraith, which starts 2 deeds. The other one is Law of the Prince of Cardaland. And that was the end of Amdir, who's been in it since the elementary tutorial. If you're a hobbit, yeah. I always sell stuff there. Now we move on to the next instance. I do have rain of arrows to get more than one of them at a time, but its cooldown won't let me use it for everyone. There's a bit of a pause here. So this is where I'll be able to get 3 at once, and the area of effect is quite large. Means you've got to be careful not to aggro more than you can take. Right, 2 down hands, and that's over as far as fighting is concerned. Back to the jail cell where we saw Amdir escape. And a teleport back to the prancing pony. So what Strider will have to say now is go and talk to Linglen up near Buckland. Now, of course, there's a lot of side questing there. And there's even 1 or 2 things that I've got, quests that I've got disabled at the moment. But to do things in order of level, the 3 people mentioned in that no time for tours have to be done in this order that I'm going to do them. Grimbriar first, because this chain of quests is lower level than stuff in Buckland or Adzo Haybanks. Adzo Haybanks quests are level 17, so I'll be right on what I've got now. So I'll probably turn the stone of the tortoise off at about that time. And back to the cottage. Now this little quest in the other direction, very easy if you're ranged. Take a pot shot at the boss you need and don't even need to go down there. But the pointer is only correct on the mini-map if you read his notes. And now the quest from the dwarf nearby becomes the nearest thing. The order you've got to do this in is just to make sure you've got all the quests in the bandit camp up the hill before you go there. There's a bit of toing and froing between the smith and Lofar. If you do what the quest says and actually go and talk to smiths inside Bree, they will just point you back to Kelton Thistleway, but that's it's not necessary to do it the long way. Yeah, just clear some out of range while I pick up the debris, and now it's a matter of topping up the numbers. When I first played this, I thought that the scarred boars wouldn't work because it was saying pristine hides, but that's not true. You can shoot any of them. All right. Now it's time for the bandit camp. Yes, there's an edit there. I generally get these 2-hour sessions done in 3 stints, 40 or 45 minutes each time. But of course, 2 hours of play makes a half-hour video. Like clearing all of this and more of the stolen goods. And here's the boss. Took him with a heart seeker. And that's what the quest objective. More trade goods to be had over that side. Yep, there was a rain of arrows, and don't need that named elite. Now I always take out these to clear the way for Maribel. A few more that spawn, including one named Guy. You get away from her. Right, now it'll spawn one more. Now the way is clear. So that's everything done. I just mithrilled back to the smith, and the rest of it can be handed in back at that cabin. Okay, and Grimbriar will now send me to the fort way down in the south. Be a very long ride by horse, so I just mithrilled there. And a bunch more side quests. All but one of them are inside this fort. We'll have to go on a Nika Breaker hunt once I've finished here. Right, there's 2 semi-bosses, that's one of them. You have to take out. And getting the numbers in how many bandits, that takes care of itself. And as well as the crates you can see, a lot of these bandits have caravan goods on them. So I'm progressing both parts of the quest by clearing them out. Right, you get out of the way of the stairs. And a couple of ordinary ones and one more boss. The display of objectives that you've achieved in the middle of the screen is always behind when you do these sort of densely packed places. but each message has to be on the screen for a certain amount of time. That's the principle of the programming. I used to work for the Air Force making software for fighter planes, and it was true then that every message, warning message and so on, had to be on the pilot's display for a certain amount of time. So they all had to be queued. In fact, one time when there was a bug, so that there was a small chance that a message would not be on the screen long enough, they grounded the fleet and reverted to the previous software until the bug was fixed. But here I am killing Nika breakers instead of helping planes. This is what retirement means. Retirement also means I've been keeping up producing one of these videos per day. Okay. Now I go back to Grimbrier. Since I've got stuff to buy, I'll do that manual ride again. But Buckland will be next. It's the Hunter's Lodge. See. Yeah, I'm going across the land to Adzo's camp. Just to do the couple of messenger quests to him, but it's not this place's turn for actually doing quests yet. But I did mithril to the furthest point in this little area, which was talking to Bingo at the Brandywine Bridge. Now we go see Langlin. If I use Rain of Arrows, I take out a couple of those at once, but those two separated just at the wrong time. Langlin now sends me into the town, which is actually 3 towns in here. Creek Hollow and Buckland and Newbury. I think in the original Shire, they are 3 separate villages close together, but all distances are contracted in this game. All distances between things. Otherwise, it would take a year constantly playing to reproduce just Frodo's journeys. Yeah. No one would accept the time taken between towns to be what it really was in the Shire. And of course, the other way to make the times right would be to make you go very slowly. That wouldn't be acceptable either. And of course, making a 1-to-1 scale Shire would be far too much work, far too much territory with nothing in it, basically. So we have to have this contracted version of Middle-earth. So, 3 hunting quests. Wolf one was very short. I'm getting things out of the way. A further quest outside. But I wanted to come and finish this going round talking to all the boffins. It's part of Bingo's quests. And now the boffins are sending me to find someone inside the old forest. And right now I'm doing everything from this region except the old forest first. That's ending the No Time for Tours quest. And I'll just get a strider to give me my orders to go to Tom Bombadil. I'll get everything at the point where I want to start the old forest. Now, the quickest way to get back to Buckland when you don't have a mithril is not to take the direct Buckland ride, because that's a slow ride. If you fast ride to Michelle Delving here, you can now fast ride to Buckland. That's relatively new, but it doesn't make logical sense. You go much, much further than you need to, and then you come back. Okay, now continuing the hunting quests here on the way to this bog. I don't need to take out the bog slugs here, but they're just going to pester me. And these mushrooms, like real ones I guess, are very fast to respawn. I mean, in real life you'd have to come back the next morning for more, but when you've apparently got them all, you turn around and a lot of them are already refreshed. Just as well, since there's 20 of them. And nearly there. There we go. Let's finish that. So, hump the respawns on the way back. Wolves, boars. Probably got all the wolves now. The bears are the fewest, unless I go on a lot further. I came up here knowing that I'd seen bears here, but it turned out they were actually in another zone and don't count. Of course, they were higher level, as you could see. One more. Go away, wolf. Oh, here we are. No, more than one more, because there are two different bear quests. I tried over near the bridge. That's no good. I'm juggling the quests. Yeah, I have to move on. But in this direction, I can find Farmer Maggot's produce. Just got to get enough bandits out of the way. Stopped that one from coming up beside me. Right, one more. And I should be able to grab one of these bags. I thought I'd have to go around looking for several, but any one of them will do. Apparently Farmer Maggot only wants part of his produce back. Okay. Report. As soon as I do all three of them, I get another to go up and see the head of the Brandy Buck family. This is Mary's big home. We've already been at Pippin's home in the Tookland. And here's the rest of the side quests for the Old Forest. That now has me looking for another person inside the forest. There are 3 people to find now. And this quest is higher level than everything else. It's odd that you receive it, from the sheriff just outside the doors of Buckland. The monsters that spawn you have to fight are much tougher than this region. And it leads to a fairly difficult instance too if you're not leveled enough. I think if I was on level with the content in here, that quest could well be read. But at this stage I'm hunting just about anything. Rain of arrows. And this path is chock full of bears. You also have to come this way for the mushrooms. Now, one thing I'm doing selectively at the moment is the Old Forest deeds. There are flowers to find, and where they're a long way away from any other objective, I'm putting them off till later. I'm only going to get the ones that I pass by. First of those will be in the spider thing, which I may not have time to get to today. But here's that instance I was talking about. Yeah, orange creatures, 3 at a time. But they're not doing much damage to me or to my protectee here. Got time to take them down. Okay. Ghost 2. And there's a boss wood. What is it? Wood troll. But you only have to fight his minions for now. Take a while to whittle down. But that's that done. And I got teleported to Tom Bombadil. Or to remember that in future, it's a way of getting here. I don't want to take his quest yet. That would be well out of order. I've got level 17 to do yet. Might even do the level 18 orcs up in the northwest. before coming back to Tom. Right, bats are all clustered in this little area. There's also another area full of bats, and that's where one of the flowers is, but this section was convenient on the way. Now, it's one of the bingo quests that makes me take out the oak roots. Normally, they don't move, they don't attack, not these ones, but so you just ignore them. But that's all that set handed in. But now there's the quest to go get the spiders. Now there are there's other people I've got to search for. I can do that partially with Mithril. So we're on the River Withywindle here. So I can come back. Oh, that's one of the other guys to search for. And the other one, it was Marigold, and Bingo is here. I'll catch up with them later at Tom Bombadil's house. And this guy, that was near the maple tree. I decided to mark the milestone here